Hey everyone. Last night I was doing a bit of work on item weights for the game. So I'll jump into a map here and show you what it's all about. So up in the top left now we have three different, well, I've been calling them pins. They're basically just like a little badge. And you can see that the food bar is already starting to go down a little bit. So this is an alternative to having like 4 or 5 bars displayed above the player, which I think would be a bit too much. You just kind of want to have like health and stamina. And I might put a mana bar here as well once I get like magic in the game. But like in terms of your survival stat bars and stuff, I think it's better to display those off to the side because, well, for one, they're not going to like decrease as fast as your health or stamina might in combat. You're probably only going to check them like 2 or 3 times a day. Maybe like a morning and evening and lunch sort of thing. But yeah, it totally works. So if I get some apples, which is like the only item you can eat right now, well, you can eat any of the other items, they just don't give you any food like replenished. So if I eat this, you'll notice that that food bar over there is getting filled up again. The water bar or that water bottle there isn't actually implemented, so you can't drink any. You can drink, but water doesn't like do anything right now in the game. And then underneath that, we have a weight. So this is what I was mostly working on last night, and that's item weights. So every item already had weight as like part of a fundamental variable in the class, but the weight didn't do anything. So now in like any inventory in the game, there's a method in there which calculates how much like the net weight of all the items is and compares it against like the capacity of the owner of that inventory. So for the player, obviously, that would be like the player's maximum carry weight. Another thing you might notice is that as I'm picking up more items here and as I'm carrying more, my move speed is actually decreasing. So it has like a variable number between 0 and 1, which is like a float. It's actually a double. And then that is determined by how full your inventory is. So if your inventory is completely full, like 100% full, then that modifier would be 0. So it would multiply your velocity by 0, which obviously is going to end up being 0. If it's half full, it gets multiplied by 0.5, and then it's like an infinite kind of scale in between. And if I just wanted to move around a bit, we can drop some of these items out, and then you can speed around the map again. So obviously items have unique carry weights. So if I pick up a bunch of this copper ore or iron ore here, you'll see that that really fills up my inventory fast. So if I just drop this out again, and we instead get bananas, which only have a weight of 1, or like more of this plant fiber here. I think I have some banana trees down here. Yeah, there we go. We could just pick up like a load of bananas without it really impacting our carry weight whatsoever. Yeah. So the next step after this is what I mentioned the other day, I kind of touched on, is this inspect button here. I want to have a panel, so when you click on this, it will pop up a little inspect button, or inspect panel rather, and then you'll be able to see like all the information that's in the item. Because, currently every item has a heaps of information stored inside of it, and there's no way that you can like look at that information without going into the code and reading it. And that's not really ideal. In the game, you want to be able to look and make decisions like, oh, these bananas are really weighting me down. I don't want to have those, so I'm just going to chuck them out of my inventory. And you need to be able to like click and see how much, each item weighs, and how much a stack of items weighs. Is that? I think this apple was spoiled. Yeah. Yeah, so that was something we added in a couple of weeks ago, was like fruit spoiling and things like that. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Just a quick update on item weights and, player movement, which is now a variable of your carrying capacity. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update soon.